guys, here it is. 79 Scout. Now the customer just brought this in. If you remember, we did not do a frame off. We just cleaned it up. He just wanted to clean it up, give it a paint job. His plan with this truck is he just wants to run around in the summertime with the top off and go for cruises, and that's it. He's not off-roading it. It's just a fun little driver around town, have some fun with it, right? So he's going to get, we went with a satin, it's a pearl metallic, like a gunmetal gray. And we did it satin, and then we did the top, as you can see, the black satin. He's going to be putting a satin black stripe down the side, which will really help set it off. So I don't know if you can see the pearl in that in the sunlight, but yeah, it is a satin. Satins are nice. The problem with them is, and I'm going to be honest, if you get in an accident, you get a scratch, you get a dent, you get something, and you go to fix that, and then you go to try and do a blend. And what I mean by a blend is, let's pretend the fender's hit there, and you'll need to repair that fender. Well, when you repair it, you do the repair at the front of the fender where it is, but then you sand further into the vehicle and you blend that fender kind of part way onto the door, so you don't notice the repair. But the problem is, of satin colors and flat colors, is they fade out over time because you can't wax them. You can't wax them like a normal car. You just can't. So you can wash them, but that's about it. So they're going to fade quicker. And when you go to, if you had to do a repair here, you're never going to match it ever exactly the same again. You're just not. It's just almost impossible. So there you go, right? You know, he went with the satin grille and all that. The front bumper, just avoid that. He just threw it on for now. He's got a new one on order, black. And yeah, that's it. So he loves it. He's happy with the way it turned out. That's a good thing. He's got the seats down, getting upholstered. He's got a dash pad, all that kind of stuff. I believe he's putting the carpeting back in. And in the back, back in here, he's just going to put a rubber mat on the floor, which is good enough. So that's it. 1979 Scout, all original. Someone's lifted it. He bought it this way lifted. He didn't lift it himself. It was lifted already, had the tires and wheels on it. But there she be. Quite the cool little unit. Original V8 in it. I think it's what I'm not a Scout guy. I think it's like a 340 or a 345 or something. I'm not sure. We did do all the paint inside. We sprayed it the original back with shiny black inside. Didn't get carried away there either. Didn't want to fix any of the dents. Just sand it, paint it, good enough. Just cleaning it up, like I said. This is just your nice, average, cleaned up vehicle. Now, it doesn't mean it doesn't cost a lot of money. It still costs money. I'm sorry, people. People are coming to me and they're watching my videos and they're hearing me say, look, like, I work with everyone. I try and work with your budget. When I say I work with your budget, what I mean is my rate doesn't get any cheaper. I mean, my rate's going to be what my rate is. You're going to pay the same price no matter who you are. It's just, if there's some corners we can cut, I'll try and cut them. But at the end of the day, I'm going to tell you right now, I can't even, if a car comes to me and it's just sand it and paint it, it just is getting up there. Paint, clear coat, materials are through the roof. It's pretty much almost 10 grand to paint anything, and that's not doing any work, and that's not doing jams or nothing. Now I know some of you might be like, how the fuck can that be? But it depends on what you're doing, right? Like, I'll give you an example. I use different paints, but one of them's a matrix. A gallon of black matrix used to cost me like $300. I think now it's just it's slightly under 600 or just over 600 in the last 2 years for a gallon. And then you got to get the hardener with it. And then you got, or I should say the reducer. And then you got to get your clear coat. And there's all sorts of clear coats. You can get cheap clear coat, you can get good clear coat. I run a nice, decent clear coat. There's real expensive ones and there's non-expensive ones. They can run anywhere up from $200 a kit right up to like $1,500, $2,000 a kit. So, I mean, the time you buy your paint, you buy your clear coat, you buy your masking material, you get your sandpaper, you get your primer, you've already dropped a minimum $3,000 right there, right? And then you want to sand your car and you want to paint it. So that leaves $7,000. $7,000. We'll say you got an average car, like, I don't know, just pick any old average car, a little Camaro, we'll say, 68 Camaro. Just sand the outside and paint it. Well, you don't sand a car in a day. You got to sand it, you know, and this is no body work. You're going to sand it, so you're probably going to spend 2-3 days there sanding it, right? Getting it all ready. So, I mean, right there, you times it by your wages. There's There, right there is probably another almost $3,000 gone. So now you're at $6,000 gone, and now you still haven't painted it. You gotta mask it, you gotta paint it. So that's what I'm saying. Like, it just gets up there and gets up there and gets up there. So unfortunately, some people are coming to me and they're saying, "Hey, can you paint my car?" And I'm like, "Oh, sure, I'll paint your car, not a problem." They're like, "Well, I got like a $3,000 budget, a $4,000 budget." And I'm like, "Dude, I can't help you. I'm sorry." Maybe some people out there are like, "Hey, I don't get it. I think I can do it cheaper," and might be listening to me and think I'm crazy, but hey, you probably can if you're not doing it as a business. I'm a business. I have bills to pay. I have overhead. I'm not working for $25 an hour. So there we go, right? You know, so it is what it is. But yeah, it's not getting cheap. So, but I try and work within people's budgets. I try and cut some corners where I can. I try and steer them in the right direction, and that's what we do here at Old Time Garage. Try and help everybody out because we're for the working class. I like to see people being able to enjoy their rides, and that's where I'm getting at. With this truck here, this guy is going to enjoy it. He's going to have fun. It came out perfect. He had a budget in mind, and you know, I think we went a teeny bit over his budget, but there was some added issues that came along too that we weren't seeing, you know, and that's all fine. And he got that. He understood it as we went along, and he was perfect. So he's coming to pick her up Monday here. She'll be gone. I think he's just going to tow it home because he's got no seats, so he can't really drive it home. He doesn't live far from here. I think like 15 minutes away. So he's going to drag her home, then get his upholstery all put in it, and then get his decals on the side, and away we go. So one more out the door. So hey, remember, it's always a good time at Old Time, and we'll catch you next time.